They say if you want to be successful, you should listen to those who have attained success. And that's what we're going to be doing today. Today, we're going to be checking out an interview on the Pivot podcast of Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart is a comedian, a mogul, and someone who is very successful. So let's check out some of the gems he drops on success, staying disciplined, and work ethic.
That. And this is different for me. So we were on first take at FAMU.
Yes.
Together. We both killed
nice
Stephen
suit that day, by the way.
Thank you.
Very nice
much,
suit,
man.
man.
You told me it was tight when we stood up.
No, it was you weren't snug, but it was a good suit. By the way, a tailored suit is the right suit.
Yeah.
That's why we was on Stephen A. That's what I remember about the FAMU day. Nice suit.
Appreciate it. But you coming off of really what's historic. I saw you with Dave Chappelle, Chris Rock, and you've now grown into what is a megastar in many different medias, man. I mean, you have shows and you do movies and Netflix series and all of these different things. Where did that work ethic start, though? Because I watched the docuseries and it's Laugh Factory and small clubs and those things. Did that set the foundation to have you where you are, where you got your foot on their neck and you still ain't letting up?
It's the discovery. I think it's a discovery of the opportunities that present themselves based off of what you're willing to work for, right? There's a lot of talk about what you want to do, about what you can do, but the energy and effort that goes behind that sometimes doesn't match. What I found out early on is I said, look, if I want to do something and I'm willing to actually go out and put the effort and actions behind it, well, my chances of executing in said thing or on behalf of said thing, well, they're actually real. And I set baby steps, little baby goals, not big ones, but small ones. And oh shit, what I'm saying and I'm doing, I'm actually achieving. And the goals get bigger. They get bigger. They get bigger, they get bigger and bigger. So I found out that your worst enemy is you and your ability to stay true to the thing that you want to do. If you lie to yourself and cheat yourself, well then you're not fooling anybody but yourself. But if you actually get up every day and you got that action, and you got that energy that's like, I have to go and do this because I'm trying to get here. And every day you're working towards that, well, you're gonna get there. It may take you longer, some may do it shorter, but you're not going to lose. Right. So I got addicted to winning. And I found that you can win more when you surround yourself with more winners. I found that putting yourself in the environment of motivational, inspirational personnel, people that just want shit out of life. It's addictive. You get that, like that rubs off. So my surroundings changed. My ideas grew. My wants grew. And now you're looking at a guy that quote unquote is a mogul, but I'm building. And I'm building with amazing talent, amazing personnel.
All right. All right, let's pause right here. Kevin is dropping several gems, and I want to make sure that we elaborate on them. First one is, if you really want something and you set the goal and you put the action behind the goal, you have to put the action behind the goal, you will see motion and achieve it as long as you consistently put the action out to achieve that goal. So you have to have that focus. And, as long as you're putting that action behind it, it might take a while. It might not happen when you want it to happen, but things will move towards that goal as long as you're putting consistent action in. That is key to almost anything. When we set goals or when we really want something, we have to actually put the action behind it and not just talk about it. A lot of times people talk about things that they could do, they wish they could do, and just talk about it, think about it. That's one part of it. Actually being able to visualize it is one part, but it also has to be followed with action to attain it. And on the second half of that, he was talking about the people he surrounds himself with. He says he surrounds himself with winners, people that are motivated and inspiring people. These are the type of people that he puts himself around. And he says just being around people like that, they rub off on you. So that is why your circle is so important. I know people like to talk about keeping your circle tight, but not only do you keep your circle tight, but the people that you actually interact with on a daily basis. If those people are high performing people with good energy, more than likely your energy will be good and you naturally will become high performing too. But let's see what else Kevin has to say.
With all you got going, bro, that's a crazy thing, bro. The movies, the Heartbeat Productions, all the stuff you're doing, man, stand up, tours and all that. Most importantly, family. Got kids, married. Do you feel as if something has to sacrifice? Are you short stroking any of those opportunities?
I mean, you can't. It's look, it's a gift and a curse. You can't want the bells and whistles and not understand the sacrifices that come with it. You know, some things are going to be a little tougher, right? Like now I'm at a point where I can give my family more time. I can be more available, but the work that goes into building things, sometimes you got to be hands-on until you don't have to be. And the grind that goes with that is one that's necessary. So when you talk about Heartbeat, right, you're talking about what started off as a production company where I was just developing ideas and selling ideas and being a producer on things, but it was going to another entity. I figured out that I can be my own entity. So growing Heartbeat to the point where, you know, we're a company with a valuation of 700 million now. We're full-fledged media. I'm a functional media outlet. TV, film, radio. I don't, if it's advertising, is it unscripted, scripted, whatever that thing is or that thing may be, I now have the ability to outsource new talent, create opportunities for, and make things happen. I am now a bridge to success for some. That's different. That's the bigger side of the win. And that only grows, right? I'm not that if I don't see Tyler Perry, if I don't see Hove, if I don't see Oprah. Like if you don't see the people that have built things and that have put a blueprint out there, you can ignore it or you can go, oh shit, it's doable. I chose not to ignore it. So in doing that, all right, you gotta sacrifice a little bit. I'm tired. Yeah, I'm a little stressed out at times, but I'm 43. What's my end goal? Where am I trying to get and when do I wanna be there? By the time I'm 50, maybe I'm relaxed and my feet are up and I'm not fucking working another day and neither is my family. Maybe I'm building generational wealth. Maybe I'm changing a narration that's attached to me, my household, and what's coming after. It's all about what you want and what your end goal is. You know, this isn't for other people. I'm not working and busting my ass for the benefits of others. I'm trying to create and change something so that other people coming after can go, oh fuck, we can either do that same thing or we can go past it.
Hold on. I want to make sure that we truly acknowledge what he just said. If you want success or you want to reach higher heights, you're going to have some sort of sacrifice. You're going to have to sacrifice either your time. For example, Kobe Bryant, he sacrificed so much time with practicing. Even after practice, he was practicing. Things like that. If you truly want success, you're going to have to sacrifice a few things. Like I said, that is what most successful people say, and he just said it right there. I just wanted to make sure that you guys know that success isn't just given. You have to put in something so you can get something back. Let's finish up this interview.
Even RC started off, and you mentioned the people that came before you. Even RC started off, and you mentioned the people that came before you. You know, you had the Eddie Murphys and the Bernie Macs. They're not doing it to the scale in which you did it because they didn't have the production part of it, but they went from comedic stand-up, you know, to movies and everything else. And I'm pretty sure, like us, people like to say they had dreams and visions. You're larger than life. What were those early visions? And this is more so for our viewers, right? Because I'm sure a lot of them want that overnight success. And that shit, it doesn't happen that way. Did you ever envision yourself at this magnitude doing the things that you're doing right now?
No, you can't say that you have. You can see success, you can want success, but what you manifest and what you may get can be two different things, right? I want to be a successful comedian. I didn't know that being a successful comedian would open up these other doors and I could go through this other shit, but when you see it now, it changes, right? But from the beginning, it didn't start that way. Eddie Murphy, when you talk about Eddie Murphy was not just comedy. Eddie Murphy was stardom. Eddie Murphy was the definition of stardom. Eddie Murphy was the comedian that matched the same energy of high-level success with stand-up comedy as movie box office. Like you gotta understand that doesn't happen, right? Like that synergy and that parallel, it doesn't happen. So when you see that, you're like, whoa, that I wish, I hope, maybe, man, but you probably can never. Having the opportunity to do the same thing and be in that same space, you're never gonna achieve what he achieved, you're never gonna surpass what he did, but you can create a different conversation that's attached to you. And as I gain momentum, I realized that that's what I now was doing. I'm creating a different conversation and attaching it to myself. And by the way, so does Seinfeld, right? Like, so you have different versions that some people may realize or may not. Kings of Comedy, right? Like you got different conversations, you got different things that changed the dynamic of what we do. Comedy is an event, not because of Eddie Murphy, but Kings of Comedy reinvented the event. Dice Clay was doing it and it was great, and Jeff Foxworthy and his guys, they were doing great numbers in arenas, but people dressed up to go to the Kings of Comedy. Right. People put on mink coats, people fucking had on suits. It was an event, because they made it an event. They had the suits on first. Oh shit, comedy, it's changing. Those doors are open because people figure out ways to change the locks and open them up again. I'm just changing the locks and opening up again. Chappelle, Rock, like you're seeing an energy that's constantly reinventing a thing that has been around forever. But if you don't have the talent and understanding with the talent of how to create, recreate, and move and operate so that it's fun and that it seems new and energized every time, you will be stagnant.
All right, and he finished it off with vision. He was asked if he saw himself reaching this height, and he said no. He said he just wanted to be successful. But oftentimes, what we want isn't what we get, right? He just wanted to be successful, which could have meant just make enough money for him and his family, but God's plan was bigger for him. Now he's a mogul, he's opening doors and giving back, helping other people to achieve success too. So that's one thing about success. When you truly, truly, truly make it, you got to make sure that, you give back and help others too. Not only just your family, but others, and the blessings will be even greater. Let me know what your definition of success is in the comments below. And I appreciate you guys checking me out. Until the next one. Peace.